Hey babes, so obviously I'm in a different setup. I bought some new lights and a new tripod and stuff. Not that the tripod really matters to you, but I bought some new lights, so I figured I wanted to test out kind of being on just a wall. I actually have a backdrop coming in. It's just not here yet, but I wanted to kind of test out the lighting and like sitting in this space. So yeah, I'm in a different setup. I'll probably be in a different setup for a while now. I'm not sure if I'm going to stay here or go back in front of my vanity or what, but I'm testing it out. There will be a backdrop probably in the next video though, so we'll see how that looks. But let me know down below in the comments what you think of this kind of just wall behind me setup. Sorry, that has nothing to do with the video. So today's video is going to be a Kylie Jenner inspired makeup tutorial. Now I know you've seen 1,000,003 of these videos, but seriously, when I look for makeup inspiration, I always go to the Kardashians, because no matter how you feel about them, you have to admit that those girls all have makeup on fleek all the freaking time. So Kylie Jenner, just lately I've been living for her look. Like the whole kind of bronzy neutral, just like monochromatic eye with like the big pouty nude neutral kind of brown lip look. I die for it. So I just had to do it myself. And then like the chunky lashes, the contour, everything about this kind of look is just so me right now. So it's Kylie Jenner inspired, but really this is kind of my new go-to look because I've just been obsessed with this kind of look. So if you don't want to think of it as a Kylie Jenner inspired makeup tutorial, then don't. Just think of it as my go-to look at the moment. But yeah, I also wanted to talk about these ColourPop Ultra Matte lips. I'm obsessed with them. You will find out which one I'm using. Actually, did I say which one I'm using in the video? It's Bumble. Anyway, I'm using Bumble in this video. It is gorgeous. This formula is gorgeous. Everything about this whole thing, but especially this lip, I'm obsessed with. I've been wearing these every single day in all of the colors I got. Like, I live for them. They're amazing. But this is a talk through video, so I'm pretty sure it's going to be hell long. So without any further ado, let's jump right into this Kylie Jenner inspired, my go-to look at the moment makeup tutorial. Hi guys, so I'm in a new setup. Tell me how you like it in the comments, but we're gonna get started with the skin today because I feel like for Kylie's look, we gotta perfect the skin before we do anything else. So we're gonna start on the skin today. I'm gonna start by taking my Smashbox primer water and just spraying this shiz all over my face. Okay, and the foundation I chose for Kylie's look is the Fit Me Matte Poreless by Maybelline. I chose this because it really gives a nice matte poreless like flawless finish, and I feel like that is definitely essential in Kylie's look, is to be nice and matte and flawless. So I'm gonna take this and pop it all over my face and then blend it out with a beauty blender. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and start cream contouring. I'm going to use the LA Girl Pro Conceal in the shade Toast. And we're going to take this around all of the places we would usually contour with a powder. Ooh, that's a lot. I'm also using this to bronze up my skin because Kylie is a lot bronzier than I am. And then I'm going to blend it out with this Real Techniques sculpting brush. Okay, and now I'm going to go ahead and highlight and conceal using the Maybelline Master Conceal. Mine is in the shade Light. We're going to go in that classic Kardashian triangle under the eye. Kylie's is very, very, very highlighted under her eye. Her look is very bright compared to the rest of her face, right under the eye, like in this triangle shape. Also going to take this in the center of the forehead, down the center of the nose, on the cupid's bow, on the chin, and make sure that's all blended out. Okay, now we're going to do some baking because I feel like Kylie's look is definitely baked. So I'm going to use my Palladio rice powder and just any wedge sponge. You can also use your beauty blender if you'd like for this step, but I like using a dry sponge. And you just want to pack a whole bunch of that right wherever you put that concealer. And this is going to set it and then also act as another kind of highlighting feature for the look. And especially under the eyes, you want to put this because right under her eyes is a very, very, very light. My whole shirt is covered in powder now. Whatever. It's cool. We can just be Kokors together for like 30 seconds. I'm sorry if I'm acting like a little odd today, but I'm like exhausted, and then like being in this new setup kind of like throws me off. Like I don't know how to be on camera because I'm like not in my usual spot. Does that happen to anybody else that makes videos? Like you film somewhere else and you're like, who am I? And then just to clean up this contour line because it went down a little far, I'm gonna bake like right under, kind of clean up that line. Okay, so while we're letting that bake, I'm gonna go ahead and do my eyebrows. I'm gonna use the Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Wiz. Kylie's brows are different than mine, so I'm not even gonna like give myself the hassle of trying to make my brows like hers because it's just not gonna work. Hers are a lot thinner than mine, a whole different shape. Just if you really want to be Kylie Jenner, I guess get your eyebrows done exactly like hers are, but I'm just gonna fill in my brows how I usually do because that is just way too much work and I don't really care to have another brow shape. Although I know a lot of you care for me to have another brow shape because you hate my brows. Okay, so brows are finally on. Takes me forever to do them. I'm gonna just take any old makeup like powder brush and go ahead and dust off all of this excess powder. Now I look like a normal human again. Yes! Okay, now I'm going to go ahead with this NYX Matte Bronzer in the shade Medium on an F05 small contour brush from Sigma. And we're going to go we're going to go over all of those places that we cream contoured before. This is kind of to set it into place, but more just to bronze more because Kylie is very, very bronze. You know what I mean? So yeah, don't be afraid to take the bronzer up onto the cheekbones because she's very bronzed. So let's bronze ourselves up. And then let's just finish up the skin while we're here. I'm going to go ahead with this Borghese blush in the shade Stunner. It's like a kind of mauve-y bronze shade, very similar to what Kylie usually has on her cheeks, which looks like Warm Soul or like Mac Melba, like those kind of colors. And then for highlighter, I'm going to go ahead and take the Mary Luminizer by The Balm. Kylie only highlights in like certain spots of her face. Like most of her highlight is matte for the most part, like under the eyes and stuff, but she does highlight a little on the cheekbones and then down the center of the face. Okay, now we're going to zoom in so we can work on the eyes. Okay, Kylie's eye look is actually very, very simple. It's kind of that like monochromatic eye. Like it looks like it's only one shadow for the most part, but you know it took like 18 shadows to blend that shit out. So that's what we're gonna do, and it's usually like a nice neutral or warm tone brown. So we're gonna start with Makeup Geek's Creme Brulee because this is how every makeup look starts for me. I'm gonna take that on the E40 brush by Sigma, and we're just going to blend this in the crease as your first transition shade. You want to make this nice and blown out and buffed out. Now we're going to take Frappe on an E35 brush. This is a darker warm brown. And we're going to focus the color on the outer corner and then kind of just brush it all over the lid. Make sure it's nice and blended in. Focus it in the crease, but then buff it out. Don't be afraid if it goes on the lid. Doesn't matter as long as it's nice and blown out. And then we're going to take Cocoa Bear on an E25 brush. And we're going to focus most of this color right on this outer corner, but also bring it into the crease. I'm actually just going to take this, sweep it slightly across the entire lid. But once again, making sure it's as blown out and smoked out as possible. And you can always go back with your other brushes to make sure it's all uniform and blended out. Okay, and now for the lid shade, I'm going to take this foiled eyeshadow by Makeup Geek in Grandstand, and just with my finger, because that's how I feel these apply best and most pigmented, I'm just going to press this right on the lid. If you don't want to do a shimmer on the lid and you want to keep it completely matte, because Kylie does that sometimes as well, you can just take Cocoa Bear and put that as your lid color. And then I'm just going back with my E25 to make sure there are no harsh edges. You don't even want to really see where like the shimmer begins and the matteness ends. So I just made sure that that's all uniform. And now I'm just going to take Vanilla Bean on this IT Cosmetics brush and use this to highlight the brow bone. I'm actually also going to just hit the inner corner with this right now. Okay, now for the lower lash line, I'm going to go in with Cocoa Bear first on the E25 brush, or this is Frappe, sorry. And we're just going to lightly buff this right under. And then on this E20 short shader brush, I'm going to take Cocoa Bear and put this more directly, like more close to the lower lash line, just to add a little bit more depth, but you do want it to still be nice and blown out and smoky because there isn't really much lower lash line definition, I would say. Then I'm actually going to press this Cocoa Bear into the like waterline, because whenever I see her pictures, it looks like her waterline is the same exact shade as the lower lash line. So I feel like they do this, like press that shadow right in there. And then I'll just go back with my E25 and blow that out. Okay, and Kylie, sometimes she does a kind of winged liner, sometimes she doesn't. Today I'm not going to, but her lash line is very dark. So I'm going to take this waterline liner brush from Sigma, it's the E17, and this Mica Beauty gel liner in black, just any black gel liner that you have. And I'm just going to go ahead and kind of tightline the eyes with this, but make sure it's up in those lashes. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and curl my lashes, put on some mascara, and then I'm going to put on these Koko lashes in the style Risque. These are like very kind of chunky and very, very full, which I feel like Kylie's lashes always look very, very full, but there's like chunks and like flares of fullness, if you know what I mean. Which is why I picked these lashes. I'm pretty sure she has lash extensions, but we ain't gonna go through all that, are we? Okay, and for the lower lashes, I'm gonna put on this IT Cosmetics Waterline or Tightline mascara, because Kylie's lower lashes are like very, very, very long, almost like spidery, but like still flared out and gorgeous. Like this is what I wish my lower lashes, well, she has what I wish my lower lashes would look like all the time, and I find my lower lashes look best and most separated and long and just pretty when I use this Tightline mascara. So I'm just gonna go ahead and coat my lower lashes with this. I love this stuff. I think NYX just came out with like a version, or is it e.l.f.? I don't know, one of those. So if you don't want to spend the money on this one, those I'm sure work just as great. Okay, I'm just going to go once more over with the Smashbox Primer Water just to kind of blend all of those powders together and make it look a little less, you know, powdery. Ooh, and by once over, I mean bathe yourself in it. Okay, and obviously no Kylie Jenner look would be complete without a Kylie Jenner lip. And the one I'm going to go for today is ColourPop Ultra Matte Lip in the shade Bumble. She usually goes for something either very nude and kind of like browny beige nude, or mauve-y, or she goes with like a straight up brown. So I'm gonna go kind of somewhere in between. I don't know if she's necessarily has any Instagram pictures with this type of color, but I feel like this is very Kylie Jenner-esque, so we're gonna go with it. Don't be afraid to overdraw your lips, because we don't got money for lip injections like she does. Nor do we want to have lip injections like she does. I've been loving this ColourPop Ultra Matte Lip formula. Also, if you feel like it would be easier to put this on with a lip liner first, go ahead and do that. Honestly, with these, the lip liner never shows up through them anyway, so it really doesn't matter what color lip liner you put. Okay, dolls, that's going to be it for this Kylie Jenner look. I hope you all enjoyed it. Please please give this video a thumbs up if you did. Make sure you hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. I love you all so much. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in my next video.